Okay, let's start.
Sure.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Today we have the privilege of speaking with exceptional mortgage broker Sarah, who achieved a remarkable feat in 2021, closing an impressive 70 million loans. Uh, please join us. Sarah, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, everyone. My name is Sarah. I'm so honored to be here today. My name is Sarah Lee, and I am going to briefly introduce myself. I have been a loan officer with MBA Mortgage for over 7 years now. Um, I joined MBA Mortgage in 2017, and um, I got my loan officer license at the end of 2017. Prior to joining MBA Mortgage, I was working in a hedge fund company in Boston as an analyst.
Mm,
So the company back then had about $1.5 billion under asset management. So I was making a good salary back then already.
mhm,
But however, I didn't really like my job so much, and I didn't really like what I was doing. So
mhm.
uh, I'm not sure if any of you have any similar experience before, like you don't want to be there for even a little bit. So I decided to quit my job and join my current company at MBA.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how I
Sounds
would.
good.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's.
good, Sarah. It sounds like you were a numbers guy. You were a numbers person. And
Mm-hmm.
what made you decided to make the transfer? Because you were um like doing the backend work, and then you're transferring yourself to a salesperson. What makes the transition?
Well, I think it was my personality is about not just about, well, I mean, I'm good with number, but at the same time I like to have some,
Interaction with
yeah,
people?
interaction with different people, and I don't just want to sit in my office all day and just doing crunching numbers.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And congratulations on your outstanding performance, year after year. Um, and can you share some examples of how your expertise and guidance made a significant impact on your client's life during the mortgage process?
So, as a loan officer, that a lot of you might think that mortgage is a one-time transaction, but mortgage is actually not, and it shouldn't be just one time
Mm,
because this all comes down to your knowledge, experience, and knowledge is king nowadays, as we all know.
mm.
This will separate you from like a average real estate
Well,
uh,
mm,
real estate uh, broker or as a loan officer.
mhm,
Um, the so I would give you an example of why this would
mhm,
be.
mhm,
The reason why is so I have worked with many first generation immigrant families in securing their first home purchase. Most of them don't have any idea of how and what they can qualify for. And I'm gonna give you an example, and this is really important. I
mhm.
think this is on my slide, so
Oh,
uh,
okay. I'll put
and
it up. Yeah, one
yeah,
sec.
so
Can you see my screen now?
yes, and then you can go to my the slide. So this is important.
This
So if
one, right? There.
right. So if someone asks you like how much and what you can qualify for, well, my first response would be, what is your end goal first? What is this your end goal to life just to buy this one and particular property?
Mhm,
Or you're thinking to have few more investments in the future to offset all your primary expense? or even cash flow in all the properties combined. Well, most of the time, 90% of them will say, well, of course, I want to have some investments in life, especially millennials nowadays.
Mhm.
Now, if you want to ask them, well, how much you have for down payment, right?
Mhm.
Let's say they have like about 80,000 to 100,000 to put down. You might think, well, with this kind of money, you might think you might be qualified only $400,000 to $500,000 single family with 20% down, right?
Mhm.
This is wrong. I mean, so let's say, so my first approach to them would be, well, because you want to buy a single family, and then your investment in the future, if you only have this kind of money, then what we are gonna do is, well, that's why we need to use the reverse thinking in terms of answering this kind of question. So I will show you why and how we should approach them in convincing them to buy the multi-family first,
Mhm.
instead of just like maybe like a condo or small single family with 20% down. So if you're a first-time home buyer, you can so the minimum percent down payment you can put down for with the FHA program, you can put like 3.5% down. So I'm gonna use this example on the slides here.
Yeah.
Say if you're purchasing a 3-family for 900,000,
Mhm.
3.5% down, it will give you about 30,000 in down payment.
Mhm.
So with the loan amount, 868,000. Closing costs, I will give an estimate of $12,000.
Mhm.
So the funds to close total, it would be about 43,500.
Mhm.
And let's say we use the interest rate of 6% to calculate.
Mhm.
So with everything included, PITI and also your mortgage interest would be about 6,500.
Monthly payment.
Yes, the monthly payment total is 6,500.
Mhm.
So after, so like if this is a 3-family, then you rent out the other 2 units and just live there, but live in the other unit. Or and then so if let's say you rent out the other 2 units for 3,250,
Mhm.
and then you rent it out 6,500 per month in total, that can offset what you are paying for mortgage already. So basically means that you are living there rent free.
Yep.
And yeah, this has been done like for multiple times with a lot of my clients. And then so the client might come back to you, say, oh, this is not what I want where I want to live, and I don't want to live in a multi-family in such, or maybe not a great neighborhood, with this kind of price, and it's a multi-family, that's not our angle. Like, everybody wants to live in a single family. Well, then you're gonna tell them that why don't you go, so you can live there for about 6 months first, 6 to 12 months. And then once you move in, we will start looking at a single family or condo, whatever the client wants.
Mhm.
And then after 6 months, you can do a move up to a primary. For now, you can move from a 3-family to either a 2-family first, or you can move to a single family or a condo. That's all called move up.
Mhm.
So it's another primary. So you move to a 3-family to, let's say, a single family that costs 460,000. We will do the same thing, 5% down payment, 23, which gives us about $23,000. Loan amount 437.
Yep.
And with the closing cost $10,000, and this gives us about $33,000 funds to close. So within like a year within like about 12 months period, then your client can get like 2 properties with the same amount of down payment that she or he has. And then the monthly payment on this property is only 3,100.
Mhm.
So your client is gonna depart the primary from the triple decker to move to this single family.
Yep.
And he can rent out the other units
Mhm.
that he's currently in, and then live in this to wash out. Then he can use the rent that he gets from the multifamily to pay for the current mortgage in the single family.
Yeah.
So basically means that he doesn't have to pay for anything.
Mhm.
Now he owns 2 properties.
Right.
This number will be much higher and more cash flows if the interest rate back then, like what I did in 2021, was much different because the cash flow was about like $3,000.
Yeah.
Because interest rate was like only 3.5%. Now we use like 6 or 7 to calculate. So that is what makes the difference.
I love it, Sarah. I love the idea of reverse thinking, to help your client to achieve that end goal. It's more like you're putting on a real estate agent's head, and help them and guide them through the process and helping them.
Right,
It's just
right.
so good.
Because it would be like, it would be much different if you buy a single family first. Then
Mhm.
your next property will become 25% and higher interest rate.
Correct.
So you can, if you are more aggressive agent or
Mhm.
more aggressive loan officer
Mhm.
per se, then you can advise them to get a 3-family first,
Mhm.
and then second, and then 2-family. And then after 6 months, then you can move to a single family. Yes, that if you're more, I mean, if your buyer is less aggressive, then you can go from a multi to just one single. But if you can, so if you move up, then you can go from 3-family, 2-family, a condo, and then a single family.
Mhm.
Can all use as first time, I mean, not a first time home buyer, but primary within 6 to 12 months.
Right. But don't you think like a 3.5% down payment FHA loan and 5% down payment in this market is not that competitive in terms of putting an offer?
I wouldn't say so because I mean a lot of 3 families don't is not, I mean the 3 family is not as competitive as single family. And also it all comes down to how you present it to the seller. So if you can show them, well, I mean, when you put it down like 3.5%, the seller is only concerned that either whether you can get the loan or not, right? So that's why we need to I mean loan officer and agent work really closely together. So we can so with the FHA, I can send you the approval with the automatic underwriting system. So you can show that this is not only just one pre-approval, and we also have the approval findings by the automatic system. And then you can show them if you want to. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I'm not sure how much the client wants to show the seller. You can show them like all the proof of funds and the automatic approval letter findings to the seller, then it's just pretty much good to go. It's just because we are putting 3.5% down, it doesn't really mean that we cannot get the loan. A lot of people putting 40% down with no income, they still cannot get the loan. This is not about how much you put down, it's about how well you can qualify for the whole file.
Right. Right. I agree. I agree that. Moving on to next question, I'm always curious, how did you manage to maintain that high level of customer service while handling such a substantial workload? I mean, 70 million loans closed in a year, that's a lot. Sounds like a ton of work.
Yeah, well, that's only for conventional loans only. So my number didn't add the I didn't put the commercial or the non-QM loans in there, but it is
That's
similar.
if everything combined is close to 100 million.
I would say like about less than 100.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, so I have a really great team behind me. My processor, Jessica and Pepe, I think you have met
Yep.
previously.
Yep.
And also it's because of the lenders that I work with. I leverage their streamlined process to help me through the process faster and more efficiently, allowing me to minimize the touch on every file, so we don't have to touch the file multiple times throughout the process. And
Okay.
also because the volume that I do
Mhm.
does provide me really a lot of preferential treatment for some lenders by allowing my files to be reviewed faster. Imagine you're going to a Saks Fifth Avenue spending like $500 a month versus another person spending like 500,000 per month. Obviously, you're gonna be treated differently, you know. So
Yeah.
right. So we pretty much streamline everything from information gathering to closing. So it's pretty simple process. If you just fill out the application with the link that I have in here, and then you just drop down the documents. Then once your offer is accepted, we link the documents to submit the file to underwriting. This is gonna take us like 10 to 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really everything is streamlined nowadays. It's not like back then, oh, everything is you have to write down every paper and stuff. Now you just sign the link, takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
One yep. And then for the pipeline management, I keep track of my pipeline, follow up with my clients really proactively instead of them coming to me.
Mhm.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, I will give you a really honest answer. I mean, I work all the time. This is not easy. So I wake up and I make sure my stuff, I make sure everything is happening and they
Mhm.
happen in the right way. So because my client experience what gets me paid in the long term.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So Sarah, sounds like your success is coming from a great system, um, a
Teamwork.
a great team,
Yep.
and your pipeline management.
Correct. Yeah, I would say teamwork makes the dream work. That's most important. You need to have a strong backup team to support you when
Mhm.
you are out front doing some stuff. As even though as a real estate agent, I think it's really important to have someone backing you up. Maybe your loan officer is handling all the loan documents, and your support team is helping you in the back end. So that's really important. So you will have no worries when you are doing your showing or getting deals done in the front.
Got it. And how many assistant do you have? Or how big is your team?
Well, my personal assistant too.
Two
Um,
personal.
right. Our company has about how many people? Uh, Now maybe they have like 50, 40 something to 50.
All
Yeah.
right. Wow, that's unbelievable. A three-person team can do that much. And in your opinion, what are some of the upcoming trends or challenges, especially this year, in the mortgage industry, and how do you plan to stay ahead of them?
Well, so right now we are still looking at low in inventory in this market right now.
Mhm.
And it's a pain and we all understand it. But for anyone that tries to come up with a gimmick that's just trying to grab stuff and grab and go, and we don't have gimmicks. We have our system, we have our work people, we have our client-based communication models, education models. What I'm gonna do to this market, it really doesn't matter. But everything that I'm gonna do right now is like how I grab more market shares because I know so many loan officers out there are not willing to do the work. You can compare that to the real estate agents. A lot of them are not willing to do the work in such tough markets.
Mhm. Got it. Um, does the interest hike affect your business this year?
So the interest hike affects a little bit in the refinance market.
Oh,
However, it doesn't really impact the purchase market by too much because because right now people are realizing that it doesn't matter how much the interest rate is, it's still gonna be your mortgage payment is still gonna be really similar to what you're paying for rent right now. I'm not sure if your client is mostly buying, but right now the rent has not just the interest rate, right? It's
right.
the whole market inflation along with the rents. Every year the landlord increase the rent. I mean, me as a landlord, of course, like if my mortgage rate increase,
Yes.
what I do is I increase my rent. So
Yes.
I think people are slowly realizing that, and it's not just the Chinese market, it's all across the board for all clients. They are realizing it's more important to have a your
Their
own
their own.
because right now after the pandemic just hits the gas of how people think faster. They do need a primary home regardless, because nowadays people, like us, I work from home majority of the time.
Mhm.
So they spend a lot more time at home than at their office. Maybe I go to office once a month and that's about it.
Got it. Um, can you elaborate on the role of technology in the mortgage industry, and how do you leverage technology to enhance your service and improve efficiency? Obviously, the ChatGPT got so much attention lately.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can you
Yes,
share with us
yes,
something about
right.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I focus on personalized automation. I do have system in place
Mhm.
to communicate with my clients and
Mhm.
make sure I maintain the frequency at the preset cell prescription that I previously determined.
Got it.
But
You go a little bit into details. Do you have a CRM system that can automatically, collect leads and do follow-ups, or that type of system, or you just have your own system and you outreach to your leads yourself?
I do have a CRM system,
Mhm.
and I have the other software that is for that my friend helped me that my friend created for me. So that is for automatic text message, automatic emails, but I'm not really big fan on that. I do have these kind of systems um like to I do have these kind of systems, but I really don't believe in automatic text message. I
Mhm.
make sure I use these programs to make sure that my tasks are automatic.
Got it.
But I do still personally reach out to my clients and engage with them because technology has no emotion.
Mhm.
My client deserve better than a bot, you know.
That's so good.
Yeah,
That's
and if we want to talk about AI, we can talk all day, but we are at the end of the day, we are in a service business,
yeah.
people business, communication business. That is the one thing that cannot be replaced by AI. I mean, I did create like a e-business card for myself.
Mm.
Is the next slide that you want to click on that, and then you can, this is my e-business card, but I'm not really a big fan of it. Do you want to prefer to
是
listen to
Sarah，MBA Mortgage 的贷款专家。
啊，
我擅长为客户提供真诚、专业的指导，帮助他们找到最适合的贷款方案。 我以自己高效的工作能力，并为客户提供专业的贷款知识为荣，期待着与您的合作。
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to talk AI, we can talk all day, but I am not a big believer at. I mean, it's different in a different industry. Like if you are in a service business, do you prefer me calling you personally, or you want me to just send you my AI? You know?
I agree. I agree on that. Yeah. So what are your future goals within the mortgage industry? Do you plan to replicate or exceed your, remarkable achievement in the coming years?
Well, yes, I'm really driven to help more people, and it's been great for me financially.
Mhm.
I'm still young, and I'm continue gonna build on that. I mean, I love working with people, so I'm 100% gonna replicate on this, and
Awesome.
keep building on it. I mean, the market is a little hot right now, but but I like that I have to work harder to get things done, because nothing that makes me happier than creating the success for my clients and the subsequent success for myself. Because real estate has a cycle.
Yep.
So once you can pass the toughest time, then you will see the bright time. It's not like it won't be the same every year. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
Of course, I love it. Can you share some memorable story over the years, like the experience that you encountered while closing the loan? Some most memory.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of stories happen every day when you are working in the real estate or finance industry.
Mhm.
However, what I was the proud of the most, that I help all my friends or family got out of their small condos.
Hmm.
I advise every single one of them sell their condos. Do
Hmm.
not hold the condos. Because I advise them to, if you want to invest, buy multifamily.
Right.
If you want to just live, don't even live in condo. Just buy a single family for yourself. So after they sell all the condos, they with the proceeds that they have, maybe like you don't need that much, probably like 100 to 200K, because their condo has been like maybe a couple of years that increased quite a bit over the years. So with the proceeds that they got from the sale of the condos, they were able to purchase our the multifamily and then the single family, and then majority of them are just like within the age of 30.
Mhm.
So
Wow. Okay.
and they, after within these 3 years, they all become like experienced real estate investors. So
Nice.
yeah, so I was really proud that I can help all my friends and family to become from zero to be experienced investor in this market.
I love it. That's so good. So it's like your best moment, looking back, is kind of like helping all the people around you, educate them,
Yeah, basically everyone around me.
right? To educate them, have them have better knowledge. You're
Financial.
basically like a financial advisor.
Yes, I mean that's what I
Yes.
did, and this is what I did before, and this is what I love doing the most, you know. I mean, getting the loan done, like everybody can get a loan done, but it's how you structure the deal differently than other people. I mean, like you grab the documents, put it to underwriting, how hard that is, takes like 15 minutes. But it's how you advise your client and how you structure the file and makes me and my realtor more deals. That's what is more important. So we should all get together to be more creative in terms of how to get more deals. You have one client, now you think you can close one deal. How can you think differently to close 2 or 3 or 4? That's more important.
So good. That's
That's more important. Well, if you're gonna call me to ask me, hey Sarah, what's the rate? You know, everybody can do that, you know, but that's not our, I don't think that should be in our role, because you can also Google what the rate is today, that pretty much get you the answer. But Google cannot tell you, my client has about 100,000. How can I get 2, 3, 4 deals? Like that's not what we are here for as a loan officer. I think it is a lot more towards just comparing the interest rate, and then if you can that's what separates you from the rest of the other.
awesome.
I think that's the same for a real estate agent as well, that we have to think differently, because you have to, right now the market is really competitive. So how you present it to the client, it definitely will separate you from a lot of your co-workers.
Correct. I'm just so impressed. You know, and thank you for sharing your experiences and the valuable advice to us. So we're gonna do some open question Q&A session.
Yeah.
Anyone have any questions or curious about anything? You can ask Sarah.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. I'm David Chen. Yeah, I'm very impressed your presentation for the sales model. Seems like the model is good for sales agent, even for sales agent in the very initial stage, like a potential client, they open mind to want to listen about the market, and then we talk to them about you can buy 3 family, 2 family, or single house or condo. It's just what the model, financial model you can afford. And yeah, that's very good for us. But for the loan office, I don't really know much about that. Yeah, even I bought the house and the condo before. For me, it's a kind of looks like a very straightforward, you know, maybe say very easy. Okay, I bought this house, I signed the PO, and then goes to the loan office, and the loan office talk to me, okay, for a couple of weeks, and then they say, okay, close the your case is closed, you get the loan approval.
Yes.
So I just want to understand in your client, what kind of clients spend your more time? For example, for me, they are not spend much more time on me. They just you know, get me the your credit report, and then I underwriter and they give it to you. And what kind of the customer spend your more time, and how do you why you spend the time on them, and how you maybe expand to them too much for the case? That's my question. I want to understand what your client is.
Yes, I mean, of course. I mean, the first of all, I have to look at the document first, right? The first thing I look at is how much you can qualify first. You have to qualify for the 3 family first in order for me to convince you what you should get. I mean, I'm not gonna convince you if you're making like maybe like 30K per year. We know you cannot afford that. I mean, you're not gonna qualify for that. So if you can well, that's why I say in the presentation, majority of them are millennials, so young professionals. They are all making about, I mean, say 80 to 100K minimum. Then they can afford the so first of all, they can afford the loan first. Second of all, they don't have a lot of money, like not like people coming from overseas bringing like $2 million. Then yes, you can buy whatever you want, you know. But if you only have like 100K in your bank account, that's why it's important to tell them, if you want to get investment properties, then you should first get a multifamily first. Because why? If you get a single family right now, let's say the next property that you're gonna buy is becoming investment. you need to have 25% down regardless. So right. So I mean, it's really important to look at their whole profile and see if the client can be and I have to ask them the goal first. I don't know if they ask you what your goal is. I mean, so if you want to just buy one house and then you get 25% down for the next property, and it's not just about your down payment, it's also about your interest rate. You get much worse terms in terms of multifamily in the three family. So I would say, hey, David, so you are buying this condo, so are you gonna buy another multifamily in the future, and within what period of time? You know, that's what I'm gonna ask first.
That's so good. That's such
Yeah,
a
it's
thing.
I understand. Yeah, still you know, out of like imagination, I think the client always touch the sales first and then touch the loan officer second. So for you explanation here, just let me think about have even the client maybe talk to you simultaneously, talk to the sales, right? They still open mind, say, okay, I may not have the target poverty. I still open mind, say, okay, I think about the single house or condo.
Well, right, they can always go to the real estate agent first, you know. So that's why I present this to my real estate agent.
Okay.
So I don't have to go to all my buyers and tell them this. So if a client if the real estate agent sends me the documents of the client, I will tell them, hey, listen, this client can qualify a lot more than what they want to buy. Say if they're making like about $150,000 per year and they want to purchase a $500,000 condo, I will just say they can qualify much more and different types of property. Do you see if they are open mind to think differently, to go a different route? I mean, it's not like they're not gonna buy this property, but it's that, can you wait for 6 months and buy another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a very you know, I'm new, so the question seems very you know, easy. So so that's why I appreciate the company bringing up you to the conference or the event. We can talk, you know. So always build up the relationship with the loan officer.
Yeah, we are not just here to give you like the better rate. I mean, you can compare or compete like all day, but because you can, if you that's the most important, that we want to share our experience with the real estate agent, how we can do more deals together. That's more important. Just with one client, we can maybe duplicate the same pattern to get multiple files with one client, not just one-time closing, you know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Repeat
very
this
helpful.
is more important than just one-time transaction.
Any other questions?
Yes. Hi, Sarah. This is Leslie. I do marketing. So we have a platform. It's called Red Label. On that platform, we have so many international clients. So those kind of clients, they most of them, they want to purchase a single family in Boston. They have savings in China's accounts. So they are wondering what is the best loan options for them, for those kind of customers. So they can choose in Boston, in United States.
Yes, Sian, do you mind put back the slides, the last one, the last page? Yeah, so there are two different types of mortgage. One type is type 1, is for all the it's called QM, qualified mortgage, for US citizens or residents here. So the other type is the second type, that so we will have, the first type one is stated income 30%, and then the second one is foreign national 40% and up, no FICO score, but they do have to have the money in the bank already. So the foreign national is pretty straightforward. They do require some they do require the work verification from their company, whether they are in China or another country. All they need is just that the verification from their employer. But
I
they
see.
40% up, and then I think 12 months in reserve, I would say.
Okay. And how about those people who have maybe working visa or green card,
Mhm.
but they just one part of the member of the family? What kind of the loan options for them, for those kind of family? Like maybe their family members still in China, but their own has the green card or working visa in United States. They have to choose the 40% as
No,
a down payment?
No, it's based on who's doing the loan, who is the borrower. If the borrower has a green card and is already working, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they can do the regular conventional file because we can use the person that's working, we can use their income to qualify, right?
Yeah,
So we don't have to put 40% down. It's based on the borrower, it's not based on the family members.
I see. Okay, because generally sometimes the working person, they don't have the enough money.
They can do gift funds for the primary purchase.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, the family can give them the gift for their primary purchase.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Yeah, it's not about who is their family member, and doesn't matter where the money is. It matters who's the borrower, who is doing the mortgage. As long as the family member can transfer them the money before closing. That's for primary, that should be fine. If it's for investment, their money has to be in the bank for like more than a year. I mean a month. Sorry.
It's called seasoned fund method.
Yeah, season for 1 month for investment.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your answer.
No
Mhm.
problem.
Terry, you there? Terry's on mute. We're pretty close to about an hour. I'm just curious, how many hours do you work a week, Sarah?
I don't really keep track. I mean, it really depends on like the workflow. I mean, to be honest, I work every day. I mean, I wake up, I work.
7 days a week, every day?
I mean, pretty much Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes Saturday. I don't really work much on Sunday at all.
Okay, but you have that consistency in the routines that you do every day, right?
Yeah, you have to get used to your lifestyle. You
Mhm.
don't just work, okay, I don't just wake up at like 8 o'clock today and then next day I wake up at 11.
Mhm.
That's not like your biological clock, it will be really messed up.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
think
have to get used to it.
yeah, that's so good from the biological
Yeah,
side point of
you have
view.
to get used to a style. Like you wake up and you work, you make sure like your task management is already complete by the time of like 10 a.m.
Wow. Okay.
or 11 is different for everybody. But you don't just well, I mean, you have to get used to one lifestyle, and then especially as us, because we are so free, like
Mhm.
we work from home, like even you guys as a real estate agent, like it's not like, oh, I have to be in the office like at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, but it's that kind of lifestyle that gets you motivated to go out there and talk to your clients, like, you know.
Of course, that's so good. What are the sacrifices that you made over the years?
What sacrifice? I mean,
Or the difficulties
um
you were facing? or the challenges? Can you share one or two with us?
I mean, obviously, I sacrifice a lot of my time that I spend in work, but I do enjoy it because I know I'm still quite young. I mean, in terms of family, I don't have I mean, I do have my family, my parents, my sister, but I don't have any children yet. So it's not that I would say a big sacrifice for me yet. Yeah, because I mean, in the future, I might have to sacrifice a little bit of my work time to for my
Your own-
family. Once you have kids, right, you know, but now I just think like I enjoy every moment of it.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe in
Sarah, well, you say so you very early, like a 2017, you moved from the data analyst to that kind of like a consultant job, and that's a big job, you know, that you're gonna sacrifice the stable income or very routines, you know, somebody give it to you salary, you know, it's not based on your performance or based on your commission or a bonus or something. So is it you come back now, you see it's your quite right decision, or you just see you know, and you sacrifice something and also get something. Yeah, but that's your right decision. So I'm going to listen you. It's the same situation like me, you know.
Oh, really?
But
What do you do right now?
oh yeah, I'm some job, you know, like accountant, controller,
Oh,
and
really?
well, as the agent. But that's a different, you know, that's
Okay.
you still focus on some, you know, like a loan office, but I think it's like almost 6 or 7 years ago, I still have just one job, you know, just one job for many years.
Okay.
Wait until I 50 something, and I moved from the stable W2 employee to the consultant role. But I still feel some sacrifice, but that's the good way to do. You know,
Okay.
as yeah, I want to listen because you're young. You know, that's the thing. That's the difference.
Yeah, so you know, like I'm gonna be really honest. So back then prior to 2017, I was already making like 6 figure and the mid 6 figure job in the hedge fund already. So I think it all comes down to how much you like or dislike your job. Because I mean, I really couldn't handle anymore because I didn't want to be there one moment. You know, back then, like we there's no like work from home. Like what is work from home back then? Like there's no such a thing.
Mhm.
So
You
like we
you just it sounds more like you hated the work. You hated
yeah
in
I
environment.
hated the
Hey, the routine work, you know. Hey,
yeah,
the
it's kind of routine
9 to
and
5.
not 9 to 5. It was like 7 to 7. 7 to 7. I mean, yeah, in the hedge fund, like it's really competitive, and it's like I I mean, it's kind of routine job, and that you have to be there every single day. Is like I was already making really good money. They cater the lunch or dinner every day, so you don't even have to pay for your own lunch.
Mm.
Free beverage, free transportation, free gym membership. But it's if that's what you want to do in life, I mean, you have to
Whatever.
ask yourself this question because it's better to start young than when you are like later in life because you can still transition from one to another job.
Mhm.
Right now, I think as a 1099 real estate agent, that you have like so much more freedom than to just work as a controller or accountant in the company. It really based on your personality. My personality is that I like the freedom. I like to control my own hours. I like to control what I can do, what I cannot do. You know, like if you work in a hedge fund, like every day you're just gonna see your client making like such amount of money, and here I'm punching number, just making my end goal. That's just I mean, for myself, I wanted to try something different. At least as a mortgage loan officer, I can do like so much, right? Not just to get the loan, I can become like a real estate investor as well, you know, with
Yep.
the knowledge of and experience.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I agree with you. And not only, I think it's not only the personality. I think that's the time. It's about the time train. It's so many jobs. It's not just like before. Rely on the one company, one income, and the time fixed. I think that's the now the people have the many choice compared to the years ago.
Yes, now I mean I can do a lot more like when I'm controlling my own time. I can do a lot of side hustle on the side, not just loan officer. I
Yeah.
can do much more. If you are just focusing on the 9 to 5 job, like they pretty much eat you up for the whole day.
Yep. And also limit your thinking, limit your social, limit your network. I think that's yeah. I once I joined in the Transocean, and the many coworker here is they did the same. Very enthusiasm, and the very the young and the jump into the that kind of job. It's that's my good model.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
mean,
thank you for sharing.
yeah, I mean, you should, I mean, I think you should, I mean, not that I think it's because focus more on your own time is really important. Focus on what you want to do and what you like doing is more important than just maybe just working for others. That's not what I want, but you know,
Yeah,
I'm
thank
not
you.
I'm not the personality that can do that.
All right. Any questions? So we're gonna end here. Thank you so much again,
Thank you
Sarah.
everyone for joining.
Yeah, I will share your contact in our company group. So if anyone has any questions you know about loans, mortgages, different type of mortgages, or even you know advices, you can reach
Yes.
out to.
I mean, yes, I mean, just come to me with any questions and we can all sit down and get creative together to see how we can get
Get more deals done.
yes, not just for one, or this is not a one-time transaction, as we all know. Just make sure that your thinking should be this client can lead me to multiple deals, not just one. Just don't focus on one and then leave the client hanging.
Mhm.
Work with all your previous clients to see if they need any other help.
I love it. Alrighty. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
so much.
Sarah. Thank you, Shen. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
I know.
Sarah，谢谢你。
谢谢你先。
好的，我会把你的联系方式放到我们群里，可能会有。
好的，谢谢。
好嘞，谢谢，好，
拜拜。